Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. This is Rohit. Friends, in today's video we are going to discuss how to design a activity with portrait as well as landscape layout. So first of all we will understand what is necessity of designing same activity with landscape layout. Then we will try to practically see how we can design a same activity with both modes, portrait as well as landscape. So let's start the video by understanding why we require to design a same activity with landscape layout as well. So while developing Android application, the activity screen that will create the user interface can be viewed in both modes, portrait as well as landscape. So by default mode for activity is portrait. So whenever we create any activity within Android Studio, its by default mode is portrait. It will be view in portrait mode actually. So as Android devices, that includes phone as well as tablets, can be used in both modes, portrait as well as landscape. So as Android developer, it's our responsibility to create a layout file for both modes, portrait as well as landscape. So by default the layout file is available for portrait mode. Okay, so as screen supports for both modes, so this is helpful for the user. So as per his convenience he can use a particular mode, portrait or landscape. So when we design activity with portrait mode and we rotate the screen, so what happens here, its mode is getting switched or its mode is getting changed to the landscape mode, and as a result our GUI is getting disturbed, which means that some GUI component or widgets will get invisible. So in portrait mode it will be looking proper, it will be visible, but as you switch to the landscape mode, that components will get invisible, they will be no longer available on screen. So our GUI will get disturbed. What does this mean? Here I will try to demonstrate you. Okay, so if this is my activity and let's say I have 4 buttons here, okay, like this, okay, and there will be some image at the top. Okay, now this is my activity in portrait mode. Now if I rotate my screen, so this is now landscape mode. Okay, our activity is now switching from portrait mode to landscape mode. This is portrait mode and this is landscape mode. Now what will happen here, at the top we will be able to see this image. Okay, here. Now next to that we will be able to see this button over here, first button. Now remaining these three buttons will be invisible in the landscape mode. You can see here this space is actually occupied by this first two components, image and first button. So remaining these three buttons will not be visible within the landscape mode. So if these three buttons are performing certain important functionality, then user will be unable to do that with your application and your application will get fail over here. Okay, so for that purpose, what is solution here? So solution for this problem is what? You have to create separate layout files for portrait mode and landscape mode. So by default, whenever you are creating this activity, you will get layout file which will be for this portrait mode. But In addition to this landscape mode, you have to create one separate layout file. So it will be responsibility of Android device to load appropriate layout file according to the mode. Okay, so whenever your mobile will be in, or whenever your Android device will be in portrait mode, first layout file will get load, and whenever your device will be in landscape mode, second layout file will get load. Okay, this is basically the thing is. So okay, so for this problem we are going to create a separate layout file which will be for landscape, and we will arrange this component properly within this landscape layout file. So what I am saying here, so if I remove this, okay, so okay, so if I remove this, I will show you how we will arrange this GUI in landscape mode. Okay, so for that what I will do, let's say this is our landscape mode, and now within this mode, so first of all here we will place this image. Okay, here we will place this image, and these four buttons I may arrange like this. So here will be our first button, here will be our first button, here will be our second button, here will be third one, and here will be fourth one. Okay, this is how we will create a landscape file or design. So whenever user will switch from portrait to landscape, he will get this G. So at top image, and on left side two buttons, right side two buttons. So completely all widgets will be visible to him. Again, if he switch back to portrait, again he will get this GUI. Again from landscape to portrait, if he switch, he will get this GUI. At top the image, and then four buttons. Okay, this is basically the concept we are going to create here. Okay, so friends, here I will take you to the Android Studio and we will try to implement this concept. Okay, so here I have already created one project, landscape demo, and we got this two files here. So you can see here right now this activity is in portrait mode. Okay, and we have this layout file, activity main.xml. So we are talking about this file. So whenever your Android device is in portrait mode, this file is getting loaded. So for landscape we are going to create another file. Okay, so in this file now I will create one simple GUI. Okay, so we will take this at top. Okay, and we will change its text here. So I will say here landscape activity demo. Okay, and I will change its size. So we will increase its size little bit. Okay, and next to that I am going to place one image over here, sample image I am going to place. So I will select this icon. Okay, and we will set constraints for this image. Okay, and next to that I will add four buttons over here. Before that, let me change the color for this text. Okay friends, next to this we are going to change the background color of this So here I will specify background color. So let's say it will be purple, and this color I'm going to change to white. Okay, now next to that we will have few buttons within our GUI. So first button, so here we will change button 1. So I will copy this. Before that, we will change its color, and for the text color we will select black. Okay, now I'm going to copy this. Now I will copy this. Okay, so one more copy we will add. Actually, two copies more we will try to create. Okay, and one more time we will copy this. Now this is what the GUI we have. Okay, so here quickly we will change its text. Button 2, then button 3, and at last button 4. Okay, so friends, this is the GUI we have. Now friends, we will try to launch this activity, and let's try to see what result we will get if we rotate our screen. Okay, and then we will try to create the separate layout file. So for that, now I am connecting my mobile phone to computer. So friends, now we will try to run our app. So here the build process has started. So here build process has completed, and now it is installing application. So we will tab on install. You can see now we got this GUI. Okay, now we will try to turn off the rotation offsetting and we will rotate our screen now. So let's try to see. Now you can see here the buttons are getting very close to each other and they are getting overlap within our image. Okay, this is how the GUI we are getting. So our GUI is actually disturbed. So whatever space we had in portrait mode, that all space got disturbed, and all these buttons are getting very close to each other. So this GUI is not looking proper one. Okay, so for that purpose now we are going to create. So you can see here, if I switch again to portrait mode, we got our GUI as it is. So whenever we are switching to the landscape mode, so our GUI is getting disturbed. So for that purpose we have to create now separate layout file for landscape mode. Okay, so here now now for creating a separate layout file, we will look for the resource directory and we will right click on it. Then we will go to new, and here we are going to select this Android resource directory. So here in this window we have to first of all select a resource type as a layout, and here from this available qualifiers we have to select orientation, and we will click on this button. So now you can see here it is asking us for screen orientation. So here we are going to select landscape and we will click on OK. Now I will switch to the project mode here and I will try to show you what directory it has created. So I will go to app, then I will go to src, then in main we will have resource directory, and now here you can see one directory is getting created here, layout dash land. So here I will tell you one thing, that layout dash land, this directory will hold layout file for landscape mode. Okay, so there is one more directory called layout dash port. So this directory will hold layout file for portrait mode. Okay, these are the two directories. So here we are going to place our new layout file within this directory, layout dash land. So whenever user will switch to landscape mode, that layout file, that separate new layout file will get loaded. So what I'm going to do now next, so I will copy the activity main.xml file from layout directory. So right click on it and copy this file and paste this file within this directory. Now it will ask you for name, we will go with the same name, click on OK. Now here you can see layout land directory has now one file called activity main.xml, and you can see now the activity main.xml file from this layout land directory is looking like this. Now on this file we are going to arrange our component, okay, according to our requirement. So first of all we will arrange this image, okay, and next to that I'm going to place these two buttons on left side as per our discussion. So you can see here we are now creating separate layout for landscape, and now this button will be here on left side. on right side like this. So this is what the GUI we may expect here. Okay, so whenever user will switch to landscape mode, we will get this GUI, and whenever user will be in portrait mode, he will have this GUI. Now here we will try to run our project again. Okay, so here I have connected my mobile phone and we will relaunch our activity. And now let's try to see the change. So here the app is getting loaded again. Now right now we are in portrait mode, you can see here. Okay, now I will try to rotate my mobile phone, and now you can see here we got the appropriate GUI whatever we have created. Okay, so two buttons on left side and two buttons on right side, and at the center we have our image, and at top we have our title. So again, if I switch to portrait, we will get the different GUI. So like this we may design specific activity in the two different modes. Okay, portrait and landscape mode. Okay, so the conclusion of this video is that we have to create a separate layout file in the layout land directory, and that layout file will have a specific GUI which will be shown to the user whenever he will switch to landscape mode. Okay, so friends, this is what the concept we learn within this video. So friends, if you find this video useful, please like and share this video. I will see you next video. Thank you for watching.